Welcome to Michael's Mailbox. Hey everyone, it's Joe and
Michael
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to worldwide from Melbourne in Australia. I just did the zoom.
Cool.
Like an old 70s film. What are we doing?
We're responding to comments.
Yes.
We just go through random comments. We don't tend to specifically pick them out. It's usually just whatever grabs our fancy at the time. So if we don't get to yours, I apologise. We try and touch on some of the bigger topics on it. And that way it saves us writing 4-page answers.
Absolutely. There was a particular video there was a couple of comments on, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were going to go through the How Do You Know It's Real Gold video comments, because there was a few, there just seemed to be a few in there. Like I said, not that we specifically pick them out, but we kind of look for themes, and there seemed to be a couple of themes running through it.
Sure, let's do it.
We'll run through that now. So, where are we here? What kind of cheap instruments? This is from Roberto Padilla. What kind of cheap instruments can I use to verify my gold bullion at home if I don't own a Sigma Metallics precious metal verifier? There's a few, none of them that I would really trust. The Sigma one is very good. It depends what you define as cheap. I'm looking at a $30,000 XRF, so you know your Sigma one is about, I think their base model starts at somewhere around about $1,000 Australian.
Wow.
So to me that's a cheap verifier.
Yeah, wow.
But anything less than that, I don't know as I would. You can acid test, but that's a little destructive.
Very destructive. Yeah.
So don't know how you feel about that one. But yeah, that's kind of it. Probably the cheapest way to test it is to use a reputable bullion dealer and take it to your reputable bullion dealer and ask him to use his XRF to test it.
Yep. For free of charge.
For free of charge.
For a certain amount of items. Don't bring in the whole bag load of, the whole truck.
Yeah.
It does take up some time, but you got a few, bring it in.
Jimmy Grant, my question is, if bullion dealers were forced to close their doors for extended period of time, as in COVID lockdown, but perhaps longer, how and where would someone sell their metals? You're selling it into the open market then, but it was one of the reasons why we fought so hard to stay open during lockdown. And we were in Melbourne, which most of the Australian people watching this would know went into severe lockdown. And we fought the whole way along to stay open the whole time because you buy bullion to use it in times of problems. As you mentioned there. The other places would be, person to person, those type of situations, but it's a little bit hard to give a general answer to specific scenarios. The one thing I do like about gold is the dodgier the place you are, the dodgier the scenario you're in, the more sure you can be that gold will be accepted. So, scooting through, another question on the Sigma. Look, the Sigma bullion verifier is very good. It's not foolproof, the same as the XRF is not foolproof, but gee, it's pretty good for the money. I would stand by a Sigma. The few times we've had them in the stores, it's been very rare we've managed to trip it up, incredibly rare. AY, I've written this comment many times in these videos, but it never seems to be addressed. Okay, well, let's do this one. The XRF testing is not foolproof. Absolutely agree. It's reliable for surface testing and can weed out thin-plated counterfeits. Yep, but the measuring depth of the XRF is microns. Absolutely. A tungsten bar with thick gold plating will pass the XRF. It can do. I've seen a video on fake gold, fake gold American Eagle measuring 99.9. Well, it's fake anyway if it's 99.9. This showed straight away that it was a fake. Yeah, it should have been 91.7. However, the XRF failed to detect the tungsten underneath. I would suggest, and he's actually linked a video there, without going to the video, I would suggest it's an older XRF, because the newer ones, you can still fool them, okay? I don't want people to think that it's 100% bulletproof. You can still fool them, but the newer ones, they don't tend to show the tungsten, they tend to get confused by the tungsten more. So you are right. If you had a very thick bar, I would say not even a kilo bar with the newer ones, because the kilo ones, a kilo bar of gold is only generally about that sort of thick, your mobile phone thickness, so they're not real thick. I think the XRF in most cases would show confusion, but even if it got into a tungsten bar, that's one of the reasons why I strongly suggest you buy off a bullion dealer, one that's got a good reputation. That's why you use one that uses an XRF. I would look for branded bars. Now, by that, I don't necessarily mean the Perth Mint, the Pamp, the Haraeus type bars, although I am including those, but a brand that someone stocks and is willing to put their name behind and has a stamp behind it. So we stock a locally produced, and you can research the refineries that actually produce those bars. And if they're willing to put their stamp on it, they're not, again, as I said in this very video we're commenting on, these sort of companies are not likely to put their brand on it and allow any counterfeits out there or any lower grade stuff out there. So those sort of things put the odds definitely in your favour. The only true way, actually let me read some comments below it just to see if I'm doubling up. So Stormforge68, I believe you're correct. I believe you're correct. That's why a good bullion dealer will use several different methods of testing to confirm and not just rely on the XRF. Absolutely right. Having said that, the only ways to verify a huge kilo bar would be specific gravity test. I would not agree with that. Specific gravity test, unless you're incredibly accurate, is not going to tell you the difference between a tungsten bar and a pure bar, because specific gravity of tungsten is 19.32, whereas specific gravity of gold is 19.25. So the specific gravity is so close that it is very unlikely that you're going to be able to tell the difference between the two. Ultrasonic testing. Ultrasonic testing will do that, but if you thought XRF testing was expensive, the ultrasonic tester is that next step again. Absolutely, if you can get hold of an ultrasonic tester, that is the next level, and they are very, very good. I've not seen a fake PCGS graded coin, but I have seen other graded encapsulated coins that were absolutely. Again, PCGS, there was a period there where there was. I may stand corrected on this, but I'm pretty sure there's some fake ones getting around, but they seem to jump on it incredibly quickly. It was great to see. Scrolling down, where are we? My local, this is from Cat's Meowpaw. My local bullion dealer doesn't have an XRF. I asked and they said no, yet they buy and sell plenty of gold and silver bullion. Last time I sold a bar, they didn't even ask for ID. Can't really comment on that, but at a local coin dealer, I bought a non-bullion silver coin, took it home, realised it was fake, took it back to the store, got a refund without any hassle. The bullion dealers put the coin back on the shelf. Okay, again, these are the sort of things, I can't comment on how another bullion dealer or coin dealer operates, but I would strongly suggest check that they've got these things in place, the things like the XRF, that type of thing, because it shows that they aren't frightened of putting their product up for testing. What else have we got to do here? Richard Guthrie, sadly reputation doesn't always mean much. People like Bernie Madoff, highly respected until they were caught. Yeah, look, luckily an XRF doesn't lie. An XRF doesn't lie, but like I said, it's not completely foolproof. There are certain circumstances where you can do it. Look, there will always be the Bernie Madoffs in the world. It's incredibly rare. Bullion dealers will stand by their reputation. If they've been in business for a while and they plan on being in business for the future, the chances are they're not going to wreck their reputation over selling fakes there. Is there any others that jumped out at you that you wanted me to comment on, Joe?
Not personally, no. No, I think it was in particular that video. Yeah. Unless you want to go back and have a look at some others.
I was just going to scan through a few others.
Oh,
right. A few comments about my not being told off for using gloves or for not using gloves in my kilo bar.
That was an old kilo bar of gold.
It was an old Pamp.
Yeah, it's an old Pamp bar.
Beautiful thing.
But even so, I mean, you've got I don't think it's in the shot, but you've got a brand new, locally produced kilo silver bar.
It's still an XRF. It's still this is an XAG, which is a great brand.
And that one, this particular XAG brand has a lovely shine.
It does, and I probably shouldn't handle this one, but it's kind of like a demo one that I keep on my desk, so it's got lots of fingerprints on it. But okay. Yeah, we try not to handle these, not so much that we're worried about handling them, it's just that we know that some people don't want our sticky fingerprints on them, so we don't tend to handle the mirrored finished ones. But the older ones, you know, if it's mine, I'm going to handle it if I want.
Well, in the video, in that video that you told, you said, "I'll lick it if I want to." I'll link above to the part where you say, "I'll lick it if I want to."
Great.
Yeah.
Look, licking silver is probably quite good for you, actually.
And actually, antibacterial.
Yeah. I love this comment from Robert Smith. Michael helped me realise my true purpose is a fondler. I have a need to fondle, and it shouldn't be deprived of that. So I'm taking the bar out of the assay. I'm glad we were able to assist in that.
I wouldn't publicise that too heavily. That you're an avid fondler. Not a great idea.
I don't know. I think it's good for a laugh. We take things too seriously, mate.
Yes, that's true.
Progressive Gold Bug. He's always good for a laugh. I buy bullion from Alibaba now because eBay was just too expensive. I know that was taken tongue in cheek, mate. What else have we got? That's probably about it for that one.
Yep.
So why don't I go back to some general comments maybe. Where are we? Comments. There's been some good feedback to the welcome to the Numismatics. I hadn't seen your clever play on words there.
See what I did?
I did, yeah.
Welcome to Numismatic Now.
So some good stuff. So 1 ounce silver club. My channel and page always encourage higher end coins because they do keep a good premium and the collector side of the coin holds its price much better than standard bullion. I have to be really careful with this one. I'm a bullion. I am a coin guy and I run a bullion store. I totally agree. If you buy good collector high-end coins, you can absolutely maintain that premium and it will grow. That collector's premium will grow over time. And it's definitely worth spending that extra money in the higher end. It doesn't have to be higher end even, but selective ones. Don't buy the junky productions, but some of the good limited productions are excellent investments. But it does come back to what's your end game? How do you plan on getting rid of this? It doesn't matter how high an end, how collectible an item you buy. If you are planning on selling it back to a bullion dealer, the chances are they're going to pay you either a percentage of spot or, like Bullion Now, pay you spot. They're very unlikely to pay you much more than spot. So if that's your exit game, then there's no point spending $3,000 on a 1 ounce silver collector item because you're only going to get that 1 ounce spot price back, or in an extremely rare circumstance, you might even squeeze an extra $1 or $2 out of them, but you won't extract that collector's premium out of them.
Now, on that, I've forgotten which video it was where we were talking about the spot, but we had a lot of comments. It's a recent video.
Yep.
We had a lot of comments from international subscribers and from possibly different places, mainly the States, saying, my local coin shop dealer, my bullion dealer, always pays over spot. $1 or $2 in this. And I have a feeling that it's this whole no one pays spot except for Bullion Now in Australia might be just an Australian thing. Or maybe it's a European thing, do you think?
No, what I actually think, because I saw some of those comments as well, it's very specific. So particularly in the US, if you've got Eagles at the moment, then they seem to be paying $1 or $2 over spot for Eagles. But if you took in a kilo bar, I haven't seen a comment yet that has said, yeah, look, I took my kilo bar, my 100 ounce bar in, and they gave me spot for.
Yeah.
Even spot, I haven't seen any of those comments. I'm sure someone's going to correct me, but I haven't seen that sort of thing. It's always been, I've taken in an eagle, I've taken in a maple, and that type of thing, and I may have squeezed an extra $1 out of them, particularly in the current market, particularly with the eagle, because there's real trouble getting the eagles, and I would venture to say the Libertad would be similar as well because they're very difficult to get hold of.
Yep.
So the dealers know, as I said in that video, it's a quick flip. I know that I can pay a little bit more for it because I don't have to have it sitting on my shelf. I can actually pass it straight on because I've got a queue for them. So I'm willing to actually pay that extra $1 or $2 over spot. And we've been, and Ruben's going to shoot me for this comment because he hates it when I say it. But we have been known on the odd occasion where we know that someone is chasing a specific coin.
2007 Kookaburra.
Yeah, where we've paid over spot for it, knowing that we can actually move it fairly quickly.
Right.
Please don't come in with your old collection and dump it on the counter in front of Ruben and say, Michael said he's going to pay over spot for coins. Michael did not say that. Definitely didn't say that. I want to clarify it. But there are rare circumstances, rare times where actually the bullion dealer may even pay that little bit more. And that was the whole ethos, the whole meaning behind that video we did. There are times when you can actually convince the bullion dealer to maybe just squeeze that little bit extra, either up towards spot, or in those rare circumstances like the Eagles in the US at the moment, where you can actually squeeze that extra dollar out of them at that point. Please don't come into Ruben and say that.
I can see him watching. I can see his face watching this video right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get in trouble for that one.
He's got his head in his hand. Is that it?
That's it. There's still a few comments about how stupid we are cutting that 1,000-ounce bar in half.
Look, I think from now until eternity, we'll just constantly get that on that video. Pretty much.
That's good.
When are we cutting another one?
I don't know. We've got to do something equally stupid. So we'll do something very soon.
Equally stupid, but more grandiose.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Michael's mailbox. As of course, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, that's it from me.
And from me too.
I'll see you soon.
See ya.